Hello there, and welcome to another Lucky Hit podcast, episode number 8.
Hey,
alright,
another milestone.
Again,
the 8th one.
I am Murry Curry, and I am joined as always by
Flattheyoungers
and the Gagger Man.
Excellent. Let's kick off with a classic track.
Hang on a sec. You forgot something.
Alright, okay. The Gagger Man has forced me to admit that I went out and bought podcast plimsolls
to complete the set of the Plimpy Wimpies.
So I've got my nice comfy plimsolls, and now shit is getting serious.
So what are your thoughts on Plimpy? What makes a soul Plimpy?
From what I've experienced, I've had these for a few days. I never used to wear them at school like everyone else. I was always the kid who never brought his kit.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and
had to run tackle out as the as the PE teacher called it.
Although he did insist.
Even on the sexy kids that didn't forget their kits, it was just like, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to go tackle out. There's nothing else for it.
Sexy kids.
What a great start.
From what I've noticed, what makes a soul Plimpy for me is they reduce footstep noise. I'm obsessed with stealth and sneaky. They reduce footstep noise. They're lightweight. You can jump around a lot.
I was going to say that plimp soul is kind of like an onomatopoeia. It's like, because as you walk, it's like plimp, 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 plimp.
I am never going to be able to walk home without thinking. Blip, 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 blip.
You start running, it's like plimp, 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 plimp. You fall over, plimp.
If you sneak, it's like
fud.
Plimp fud.
Blimp. I don't know. Unusually squeaky ones.
I bet they get like that in the rain.
Oh, I saw the. I know this is going to sound dodgy, but I saw a little boy the other day, and he had a pair of.
After talking about sexy kids.
Yeah, I know. Look, moving on from that, he had it was the cutest thing ever. He had a pair of like plimsolls or like sandally type things, and they had squeakers in them. So it's like as he was running, and we were watching him run, and we were just giggling, really like. He's like,
oh, that's brilliant.
You can get those in adult size.
Oh,
I was about to say, that is like something from a video game.
It always it still spooks me. Have you ever seen those shoes that kids wear that have the wheels on them and they just suddenly start moving?
Yeah,
the first time I saw a kid do that, I just jumped out of my seat. I was like, what the
they're walking all normally, and then all of a sudden,
because they just hover.
That is like something out of a
freaks me out because it only happens occasionally. They just walk along and they just
decide to go way. It's like a new stage of human evolution where we're starting to learn how to glide.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
Oh, I've had dreams.
It's like a glitch out of a video game.
Yeah.
I was amazed by soap shoes back in the day.
Oh God.
Shoes.
Did they actually sell those anywhere, or was that literally just?
You can buy them
really
online.
Expensive, yeah. Okay, let's kick off with a classic track, as I tried to a minute ago.
Several minutes ago. Classic track.
welcome back. That is a very fond track of mine. That's from that particular version is from the Mega Drive version of Wonder Boy in Monster World, not Land. They're pretty confusing names.
Extremely confusing names.
The series is ridiculously annoying to keep up with. Like you thought Final Fantasy was bad with the American names and stuff like that, but Wonder Boy's even worse.
It doesn't help that they actually sort of split off into two different directions as well. There was Hudson's Pool, wasn't there? Adventure Island, and that went off to be its own thing. And Wonder Boy went off to be its own thing, and then there's like all different versions on the PC Engine with different names, and then
the Dynastic Hero.
And there's like 2 games called Wonder Boy 3, but they're completely different games. And it's extremely confusing.
It's also one of my sort of favourite classic series. Love those games. I think they're quite underappreciated nowadays.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, we recently got 4. And
we finally got 4. That was
awesome
absolutely brilliant game.
None of my friends seem to actually be. Apart from you, seem to be actually going for it. It's a shame because I thought 4 was amazing.
Even though it's come out on. Oh wow, there's a big.
Calm down, Tom. It's only a butterfly.
Yeah, but I saw it out the corner of my eye. Like a spider. Fucking hell.
A spider with wings.
A flying, flapping.
No, I saw it out the corner and it was still. I'm used to having to run a mile. Sorry.
You don't like spiders.
We got a crazy moth in the room that's distracted us. So sorry.
I'm pretty sure it's a butterfly because it's colourful.
What's a fat bastard?
His outfit's gone.
Anyway,
Flora ate all the porridge.
Back on track.
We're doing a podcast.
So that particular track was Nightmare Castle, which is the sort of penultimate dungeon
music.
The classic.
I love the Dragon Strap version of that, in the Mars System game. It's got quite a cool sound to it. That's kind of unique.
I love
the whole. Actually.
Yeah, I love the whole game, Dragon Trap. I just can't finish it.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
That's a game that kicks my ass. I might have to do a video.
Well, on the whole subject of like them changing names and stuff for games, it's like why is it called Dragon Warrior in America, but it's called Dragon Quest everywhere else?
The original NES ones. Yeah, I don't know.
Probably because
it might have been a copyright thing.
That's what I was going to say.
That's what usually happens.
A lot of things in America, like their copyright laws are a bit stricter, and they have a lot of things like Mega Drive, for instance, was
taken.
It was taken already.
So they named it after a band instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Peter Gabriel's Mega Drive. We all remember that.
And one half of a book. I can't remember what the book was though.
Yeah.
I don't know, some shit. Collection of children's stories.
Oh, you leave it alone. That's the best-selling fiction ever made. Okay, let's crack on with some news. I haven't got much news myself. It's been a bit of a slow week, hasn't it?
Yeah, you've got the there was that update on the Xbox.
Yep, that's the one I was going to kick off with. Yeah. Basically Monday. I believe it was Monday anyway. We had the big title update for the Xbox, which we sort of kind of been forewarned about, and what that's done is that's discontinued the point system, and now basically you're actually paying money like you do with the PlayStation and Steam and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's probably better.
Well, that's what I wanted to bring it up.
Pointless.
I think it's a good discussion actually. I think I'd like to see people...
Nintendo have done the same thing. They used to have
they've done it as well now.
Yeah, they had the point system on the Wii and the DS, and they changed it a couple of years ago, I think. And now they just...
You sure? Because I bought points for my Wii quite recently. Maybe they're done it for the 3DS.
I think they still sorted it. Yeah, I think it might just be the 3DS that they're just money ones. They don't say. I mean, they've even started doing little cards. They do them little cards in like game that have all the games on. And they've even started doing like Game Boy ones. So like Mario Land 2 is back on store shelves technically. So that's kind of cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool.
We technically have retro games.
Even though it's a bit of card. On the,
Don't ruin this for me. It's been a dream of mine to see like things like the Mega Drive be re-released in shops.
Yeah.
No reason why we can't do that.
Yeah. I do remember back in like 2000 or something, games started like randomly reselling old systems. They had like Game Gear stuff, only for a really short time, but they had like all like old stock, didn't they?
I think you're right actually. I remember they had a couple of GBA games, and I went into work quite a few years ago.
GBA wasn't around in 2000, but
sorry,
GBA wasn't around yet.
Oh, sorry, you were talking about then, were you? No, I was talking about relatively recently. Well, actually not that recently. It must be about 7 years ago. But well after they stopped selling PlayStation 1 games, I walked past my my local game because I was working at Game Station at the time.
Yeah.
And I saw that they just got in a whole load, and I mean a big load, of PlayStation 1 copies of Harvest Moon Back to Nature.
Really?
I came in and went, what's going on here?
Wow.
And the guy went,
here? Can I have them all?
I certainly bought, a copy because I love my Harvest Moon games.
Mm.
In fact, stop playing Farmville and actually play Harvest Moon, people. But
yeah, stop playing Facebook Tetris and play real Tetris.
Yeah. But I said to the guy, what's going on here? What's all this? And he went, apparently we found a big case of them somewhere. And I thought,
Interesting.
Yeah, well, keep your eyes open for E.T. That's going to be found, isn't it?
Yeah, there'll just be some shop in Texas that just has a whole shop full of ET games. I'm like, well, we just picked them up somewhere. We didn't look for them in particular, they just came to us.
We just found them in the desert. But, so, sorry, I want people's opinions on this, because personally, I really like the point system. I thought it was okay. Maybe it is a bit kind of old now, but I kind of liked it. I just thought it was maybe, I don't know why.
I mean, there was that
that
snag with it where like you would end up with only so many. If you were like 20 points short, you'd have to buy like hundreds of points just to. Yeah, so this might eradicate that. Hopefully.
I felt like it was a sort of unnecessary middleman, because it's like you spend money to get points to get games.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
So instead, now it's just spend money to get games. You're cutting out a rather large hurdle.
I think you could be right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean all the points that are hanging around, they're not going to make them so they're like invalid. You can still. Take them.
Well, that's the other point.
They're getting all
converted.
Make. Yeah.
That's the other thing point I was going to make. People are worried that you're going to lose money through the conversion.
How much were the points worth? Because
I can actually tell you now that the conversion was all right, because I had 400 points exactly on my account, and then I got, because before they did the conversion, if you've got a rewards scheme, the Xbox Live Rewards. You can collect points as rebates from your purchases. You get like 2% rebate. So basically, because of the conversion, they just slammed all my remaining points on there. So I ended up with 480 points.
Oh, okay.
And that got converted to £4.08. Now, 400 points is worth £3.50.
Yeah.
So in actual fact, I ended up okay on the deal, because the extra 80 points, which was free anyway,
has gone up to about
58p.
When I looked it up on Eurogame, and they said 800 points would get transferred into £6.80, and 1200 would get transferred into £10.20.
Oh, well, you see, the £10 one, that's up on the deal, but the 800 one, you're down slightly, because 800 points is basically 2 sets of 350, so that'd be £7. So you'd lose on that one, but the £10 one, you're up on the deal, because $9.99. I'm talking about retail, not buying off Xbox yourself. I'm talking about going to your local shop and buying the points cards. $9.99 would get you 1,200 points. Now, in terms of the games being sold, that's pretty fair as well, because I looked up games that were worth 1,200 and they're now $9.99, so that's exactly correct.
Yeah.
So, if you're worried about losing money out on the deal, things being worth less, it seems okay at the moment, but that's another thing I'd like to get some feedback on. Do you agree with that? Or
only slightly related, but does the Xbox have like a gift system where you can gift a game to someone?
Unfortunately, no, and I think that's really
I think all the systems should do that. Yeah, the Wii's the only system that does that.
Oh, it is the only system.
I think Nintendo. I think Nintendo are the only. Yeah, Nintendo and Steam are the only ones that have a gift system.
That's because Microsoft and Sony don't see any kind of givingness. It's like Nintendo, as we'll talk about in a bit, are very nice to people.
For the most part.
For the most part. But Microsoft and Sony, it's like, well, are we making any more money by gifting games? No? Then fuck you.
It's just
go back to your hovel, you peasant.
But that was always quite the sharing system on the Wii and like Steam is really handy, because they even do this thing on Steam where you can like buy 4 copies of a game for a slightly reduced price, and then you just share it off.
Steam is very nice to people.
Yeah, they're certainly.
I'm forever hearing.
Aren't they?
I'm forever hearing nice things about Steam.
Yeah.
It's almost like Steam is a nice relative or friend that we like don't see, but we always hear about. It's like, oh, did you hear what Uncle Steam got up to this weekend? Yeah, he gave us a free foil card when we bought DuckTales. Oh, that was nice. Thanks, Steam. Oh, I love you.
Oh
dear. Uncle Steve.
Uncle Steve.
Just quickly, the only other bit of news I've got is there is currently on on 360 there is a Rockstar Publisher sale. And some of these deals are insane. I had to take advantage of the fact that Bully has gone down to $2.99. So,
the Scholarship Edition.
Yeah, the Scholarship Edition.
Okay.
I couldn't believe that when I saw it.
That's still like 25 quid in shops.
That's what I was going to say, right? Because I've been trying to get hold of that game on the 360 for ages, and it's always 25, 30, 20 at the least. It's just one of those games that refuses to go down in price. So when I saw it for £3, it may not be a physical copy, which is a shame because I love physical copies. But I just had to do it
for that price.
It
don't matter, does it?
I had my 400 points to convert it, so I thought,
how big was the file?
It was only 3 gig, which wasn't
bad. I guess it's because it was a PS2 game initially, wasn't it?
Yeah, this one's got upgraded graphics and extra content, but that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
So I just thought, well, considering that Dead Rising 2, because that's still free, isn't it, on the Xbox at the moment? Games for Gold or whatever it's called. That was nearly 7 gig.
Yeah, well, that goes to that. Some of the PS3 games are ridiculous sizes.
Yeah,
as I said, like Ni no Kuni, that was 22 gigabytes. But again, it was so much cheaper than buying it retail. Stacey ended up getting it anyway. It was like 20 quid on there. Now it's 15 quid on there this week.
Bloody hell.
Yeah,
I've got a big thing about
you can get Ni no Kuni for £15.
Yeah, do it.
If you're on Plus, I think it's like £14 something. But yeah.
I've got a big thing about buying my games physical, but if I'm only going to pay a couple of quid,
I
suppose, that is like.
I still haven't decided what I want to buy Rayman Legends on. I'm differing between PS3 and PC. The PC version's so much cheaper. You can get it for like 17 quid.
I suppose for me that is one of the only downfalls to Steam is the fact that obviously it's not physical copies.
No.
Yeah. So really, no matter how good your bargain of a game is, you still got to realise that it's not actually costing them anything to give it to you.
Yeah.
So
in a way.
in that sense, that and the fact that Uncle Steam insists on you running Tackle Out.
He is very strict on that policy.
He really is. Yeah. There's a guitar in the background. And he just strummed it ironically.
That's the pun guitar. Talking of puns, I'm holding a hairbrush here, and it's called the sort of crap name for it is Head Jog.
What? Well, it just looks like Head JG, but yeah, there's a big O.
It's a giant O.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
Head Jog.
It's Head Jog. Head Jog.
Yeah, like Sonic the Hedgehog.
You know.
That's
crap.
terrible.
It's utterly shit, but it's.
Yeah, I suppose it'd be like if you were playing Sonic 06 and I say that because that's the glitchiest Sonic game, the glitchiest game ever made. And like if you end up running on Sonic's
head,
it's
not big rings.
Or that new game, Ride to Hell Retribution or whatever it's called.
Is it really bad?
Oh, have you not
I've seen it. It's the motorbikey game.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's like you're in a gang or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
much
being dubbed as like the worst game this generation.
Yeah.
Like the road just disappears randomly and you fall through it. And
that just sounds like a challenging game to me.
Yeah, this is moving the goalposts, that's all.
I think that game's actually been giving like Sonic 06 a run for its money for how buggy and terrible it is.
That's got no excuse because it's like it's quite late into the 360 life.
I think it's
this generation anyway.
Yeah.
Do you think they've done what Sonic 06 did, where like Sonic 06 they pushed it forward a year to coincide with the 15th anniversary or something of Sonic?
Well, what happened with 06 is half the team left halfway through the project to work on Secret Rings.
So they left one crap game to work on another crap game.
I haven't played enough of Secret Rings. I've played a little bit of it.
If it had better controls, it would have been
alright.
But the controls are really awkward. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
We've got another little Microsoft thing. What I thought you might be interested in actually. It's Microsoft giving free Xbox One consoles and games to aspiring streamers. So I saw this on Eurogamer this morning, and it says they're hoping to attract a crowd of early video uploaders on the Xbox One because obviously both the Xbox One and the PS4 have like built-in streaming. Like it records the last 15 minutes of what you've been playing. So if you've done something really neat, you can just stick it straight up.
Yeah,
but they're doing like this. They're doing like this program where they want people to craft a 1-minute video about any 360 or Xbox One game you love. I'm just thinking, well, how's anyone supposed to love any Xbox One games? They're not even out yet. But we'll just go 360, I guess.
And go and play some then.
Go to the future.
I played this at Eurogamer for 2 minutes. I love it. But yeah, they want people to basically email them in by the 15th September one of these 1-minute videos, and then 20. They reckon they're gonna give away 20 console bundles, and they reckon the retail value of these bundles is about £1,320 or something.
Really?
I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know if that's like all 20 systems. No, it can't be. Because like the Xbox One's like 470 quid, isn't
I'm just trying to think what
it must be it must be like every launch game or something. That would probably make sense if every
I wouldn't be surprised
times 40.
Yeah.
So.
I wouldn't be surprised if that comes with some rules, like cover all these games in a positive way.
In 15 minutes.
Like with all their Summer of Arcade stuff that they've been doing, even like Game Grumps has been like dragged into it, haven't they? Yeah, I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah.
Oh, did they slag it off, or
no?
have you watched
they seem to like it. Their one grump is that it's really easy, which I do agree. It does look really easy. Like,
I wouldn't say that on the later difficulty.
Yeah, they're only on the first stage, and also they've found this hilarious glitch where it seems that they can't walk. They had to restart the game.
That happened on Giant Bomb as well.
No,
I mentioned Quick Look. The same thing happened.
I mentioned this one. What did it happen next to a wall?
No, it happened on that electric bridge thing that you erected.
Oh, that's exactly what happened to Giant Bomb.
They could like shift forward bit by bit, and they were making a joke that it was like a sort of Michael Jackson-y movement.
This glitch, I've had it 3 times now, and every time I had to reload the level, like because everything works, pulls, everything like that.
Yeah,
Basically, what happens is it's sometimes when you go to climb and you're near a wall when you're trying to climb up, he will sort of turn around to climb and then get stuck in the wall and then turn back round facing forwards into the wall, and basically whatever you press, backwards, forwards, up, down, jump, everything, he will just run forwards. And then when you aim your gun, I can't really explain this better without showing it, but basically when you I'm going to try and capture it next time it happens, but when you aim your gun, you can bend him right backwards. Like, he holds his gun and goes and he's like leaning like an L shape with his gun facing backwards. So I'm going to try everything I can.
I love glitches like that.
I'm going to try everything I can to get that to work again. But basically, if that happens, you can't get out the wall. You simply have to just reload the level. And that happened to me on the hard mode on a really annoying thing after I fought like 7 guys and had to do it all again. Because the last... what I will say, though, is in actual... I mean, I'm doing a review soon, but this just to sum it up quick... I don't think it's a bad game. It's a good idea remake, great. It's nicely done. Graphics aren't wonderful, but it's still nicely presented.
It actually kind of looked like it was animated worse to me. Videos of it looked really wonky.
The controls are just so clumsy though, and I just think that they seriously, it looks to me like the whole thing's rushed, and I'm talking even the videos.
It just kind of looked like it sucked all the cool art style.
Yeah, but it's just like I said, I think I said it in the last podcast, it's going to be Duke Nukem forever, because the original game is so loved for its charm and everything.
Yeah.
So
I hope it was.
It certainly is by all of us anyway.
Yeah. I think the way they went around they did a sort of re-release or remake of Another Worlds. They went about that much better. They pretty much just rebuilt it.
I've got that one. I still can't play it.
But I mean, to me, the new game, it doesn't feel like... Obviously, it's a remake, but it just doesn't feel like Flashback to me. From what I've seen of it, it feels like a game in its own right.
Yeah,
I think
which is fine.
I think you're right.
If you think of it as a game in its own right, then it's brilliant.
That's what I'm like.
But if you start comparing it to the original, then you'll start seeing the holes. And
that's what I'm like with. To be honest, that's what I'm like with Sonic 4.
Yeah.
Even though the first one did have really ganky physics, like the second episode was actually on its own a really good game. I think.
Just try and think of it as its own thing, and ignore the plane in the background. I live over.
Obviously,
I live
a lot
over
of the time,
flight path of Southend Airport.
Yeah.
London Southend Airport, as it's called now.
For some reason.
Yeah. So we get easy jets flying over 3 or 4 times a day.
I don't know if that is a plane. It
sounds like a lawnmower.
Yeah.
It's
a flying lawnmower.
It's not a bloody lawnmower, is it? No, because if it is, it will keep going for ages, won't it?
Yeah, it's alright. Stop. moths, lawnmowers, it's all going wrong.
It was a butterfly.
Flying lawnmower moth.
So yeah, basically
Lower, I don't know.
Shush.
It's a good idea. I generally like it. I just wish they spent more time and didn't rush it out the door, because even the videos are rushed.
Yeah,
the weird comic book things that they got in the new one.
Do you remember the way the game didn't? It took its time. It had a little bit of a story to tell. With this game, it was like, comrade, get your memories. You got your memories. Go here, go here. It's so fast. The last, I'm not going to say what the ending is, but even the ending's fast. It's like, you done it. Way go. And then the credits. Right, make the credits roll. Now.
Fast forward the credits. No, faster. No, we can't read them. No, I don't care. Faster.
Right, we've made it. Get it on Xbox Live. People can buy it. I don't care if the controls are shit.
I don't care if you.
This is almost a whole subject in itself.
Yeah,
remakes, just like how many there are. And
I don't care if there's a glitch that makes you wig through the levels.
Wig, yeah.
Wig.
Shall we explain that? That's our own personal term.
Everyone must know what it is, though. It's Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
When you ask, it's not Jabba Jabba, is it?
No,
the Zora King guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You ask him to get the hell out of the way, and he's just like,
he's sitting in front of a door, isn't he?
Yeah. He lets you go and feed Jabba Jabba, and he's like, okay, right, I'll give you a minute. Wig.
He actually makes that noise as well.
Wig.
And he takes ages to move.
Yeah.
He shuffles his arse across this ledge and gets out of your way. And he just goes,
I'd love to just be able to mod in a graphic, just a brown streak.
You don't need a wig, you need a head jog.
The guitar.
Yeah. Right, if it's okay with you guys, I would like to play another track before we resume the news.
No!
No!
What's the track then?
Who's going to play track?
I suppose I will.
Yep.
And I'll talk about it after I've played it.
After!
Okay, we're back.
That was Donkey Kong Country. According to YouTube, anyway, it's just called Main Theme. I suppose
well, it is, yeah. Title theme, isn't it?
Yeah, and as Aaron pointed out, it's like a lot of the times these older games, fucking lawnmower. These older games would put some of the best tracks as like the title theme, where you would just press start and skip it, which I think is a real shame, really.
Yeah.
But if you were like the strange kids like me and Tom,
Yeah.
we used to just go, I love this song, and just leave it playing for 20 minutes.
Well, I think the greatest example of that is probably the Asterix and the Great Rescue film.
Oh god, yeah.
That incredible song is only the title screen. It never plays anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yep. The rest of the
I think it actually gets cut off. Because I think that song actually gets cut off on the actual Mega Drive because it goes into a demo, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you don't even hear the whole song.
I hate that as well when it goes into a little press start demo thing. I hate that.
Oh, what's it called? A track mode. Yeah.
I always like those because it actually sometimes it helped me actually figure out how to play the game. But
I
then
like
there are some games. I like the ones that completely mess up.
Castlevania is one of the worst.
The AI is completely terrible.
Castlevania is so bad for that. He starts and just walks into the first enemy. It's like he's not even trying. He sort of kills the first enemy after losing pretty much 90% of his health, and then he just walks straight into the next one.
But they do that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what.
So he does actually try and at least kill an enemy. Okay, so we're gonna crack back on with the news now.
Yeah. What else have we got?
Apologies for the lawnmower.
I've got this one about Final Fantasy XIV, a realm we worn, which is like a new MMO that they're making for like PC and PS3.
Is
apparently,
it
it's just literally an MMO.
Those,
but apparently they've had to remove the digital version of it from PCs because too many people were playing it and the servers are struggling or something. They've said it's so popular, overwhelmingly positive, but now they're trying to stop more people from buying it temporarily so the people that are playing it can play it.
I think they're lucky
It's a bit
anyone's
strange.
playing it.
That seems really odd.
That is really strange. It's like, are their servers really that bad that they can't handle several thousand people or whatever it is that bought it? I don't know. Yeah,
that is quite strange.
Yeah, you don't often hear of that where they're like, "Oh no, we've got too many people playing our game. Stop playing it, or stop buying it. Let these people actually
read a book.
Go outside.
That was weird.
There's trees and bees and other things that end in E outside. I don't know. I don't go outside.
Ease, just ease.
Don't go outside.
Ecstasy. If you go clubbing, I guess.
Only in the 80s. No, it's cocaine, isn't it?
Yeah, no, all the drugs were in the 80s.
And then they just stopped.
Yep.
As soon as 1990
As soon as 1989 was up, as soon as they did the countdown to New Year, they threw all the drugs into the Thames.
Oh my god.
That's why they don't let anyone dive in the Thames.
It's the end of our golden
that would explain why that whale that got stuck in the Thames that one time a few years back looked so confused.
Just swallowed a few thousand tons of cocaine.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we have much else news, to be honest. Other than that, like, revelation about the Thames.
Sorry, go on.
I guess
that was good, Phil.
All we have.
Thank you.
I guess the only other bit of news I could find is there's a lot of bloody games coming out in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, don't remind me. I can't believe I've gotten to the stage of my life where it's like new games. Oh, fuck off. I'm just so.
It takes me like a whole year to catch up with 1 month's worth of releases. Sometimes it gets pretty mad. Not that I want to play every single game.
Honestly, I'm still laughing at myself in January of this year. I said, God, 2012, that was a busy year for gaming. Hopefully 2013 I can really calm it down a bit, catch up, and just generally take it easy. No, you fucking can't. You're going to be buying stuff. I can't do it anymore. The last purchase of this year, I think, for me, like proper game purchase, is going to be GTA 5 because I've got to prepare for a child and the end of my life.
The beginning of the end.
Yeah. So unfortunately it's going to be GTA 5 and then nothing.
GTA 5 and then nappies and
because I want
bottles.
nappies.
That's what I'll be buying, but mostly for me.
maybe while you're getting GTA 5, you should get babysitting Mama on the Wii just as a bit of practice.
Was that a real thing?
Sticker with have you seen it? It's like a whole baby
series.
doll.
Yeah.
And you put the remote in its body. You like put it through the back of its neck.
Oh dear God!
And that's
Just don't shake the Wiimote.
Yeah, funnily enough, that's one of the highlights of like one of the old Giant Bomb live streams with Ryan Davis when they were playing that. And like every time you shake it, it goes, no, don't shake the baby. So they just kept doing it. So they just kept doing it constantly.
That's sound parenting advice. Don't shake the baby.
But it actually is.
Yeah,
you know, because for years and years in the 60s and 70s, people were shaking their babies.
Yeah,
because
they didn't have a Wii.
Well, they just thought it was good for its development. A little bit of brain
waggle,
shake.
bit of waggle. That's why they invented the Wii, so people stopped shaking their babies. It's like they can just shake the remote instead.
Nintendo saving lives.
Oh, that reminds me. That was the other. That was the other bit of news I had. I had to bring it up on the laptop. So yeah, I found this blog post. I can't remember where I found it on here now, but yeah, something about someone's daughter who's almost blind. She's like got eyesight that's so bad she had to put screens right up to her face.
There's a name for it, but it's like pinpoint eyesight, isn't it?
Yeah, she had to look directly at things. So even like handhelds ain't good enough because like the screen's too small, but it's not like she can't get close enough to it or something. But apparently the Wii U has had the first game that she could actually play on it. Like that new Super Luigi U. Yeah. Because for one, obviously it's the gamepad screen. You can actually watch that. So like what these parents said they do. Let me just mention the website is senspath.com. So if you have a look on there, they actually do a podcast. So that's cool. We'll have a look at that. There was they watch Netflix, and obviously the parents are watching it on TV, and she can watch it close up on the Wii U pad. But then in the case of Luigi U, because of her eyesight, she can't play mini games because they're too difficult for her. But on Luigi U, there's a new character called Nabbit, who's basically replacing Mario. He's just like this weird little thief rabbit thing. But he's basically like an easy mode for it. He's basically invulnerable. You can just run around the level, jump on enemies, and just play it as you like, and you don't get like knocked into pits by things and stuff with it. So that was actually the first time she'd been able to enjoy a video game. I thought that was really sweet. It's like people like moaning about stuff, like when people do like playthroughs of Mario and they go, "Oh, this new character, it's invulnerable, it's really stupid," and it's like, well, shut up! You don't have to play that character.
Don't play Mario.
It's there for people that would appreciate that. Even not everyone plays games because they want a challenge. Some people just want to have fun. You know.
Or
and
in this case, some people literally can't. They struggle to play a challenging game like that. But even in
Lawnmowers and a Dog now.
Lawnmowers and My Dickhead of a Dog.
Dickhead of a Dog.
What was I going to say?
I just thought this was a really interesting, like...
Fucking distractions. I forgot what I was going to say. Even in the new Super Mario, the non-Luigi version that came out years ago now, there was like if you kept dying on the level, Luigi would come along and be like, "Oh, fuck you, Mario! I do it properly," and he does it for you.
That's actually like Nintendo actually put out a pattern for that. Before that came out, there was a pattern for it. It's like a super helper thing. They use it in quite a few of their games now. They used it in Mario Galaxy 2, I believe.
That is amazing. What, he just does it for you?
Yeah. He does it for you, you can watch him do it, and then at the end it says, now you can do it yourself.
In the most recent ones, I think you can pause
and it's really cool.
at any point and jump straight in. Once you know what to do, you can actually like jump straight in wherever the video pauses or whatever. I think that's quite a cool feature.
You, Mario.
Well, it is kind of like that, because it's like, Luigi...
Mama didn't even like you.
You are the short and the fat one. But yeah, it's just kind of like it'll just like push Mario out of the way and go, "Watch me, I do it better."
I really like that.
Not only do it, but I do it sexily.
Yeah, I just thought this was a really sweet story because, like, the person said,
really nice.
Just to quote the actual article, it says people complain and argue that the gamepad is an unnecessary accessory on a system that is failing to launch fast enough.
Tell it to her.
But this person's saying it's probably become a favourite system in history because of how much it's helped her actually, play with her daughter.
Well, not only that,
condition.
But didn't you say like she can now watch programs with her parents?
Yeah, exactly.
So she can use the gamepad while they watch the telly, obviously. Yeah, that's really fucking lovely. That is.
Yeah,
it's really good. we've had a few sort of more. I wouldn't say negative, but yeah, we've had a few whingy, mainly coming from me, whingy podcasts. But that's just really nice to get back to something nice like that.
Yeah, something a bit more human.
Nice. No, cheers for that.
Just like Uncle Steam.
Good old Uncle Steve.
I wonder if he's mates with Uncle Norm.
just he's part of the Uncles Club.
The Uncle Club. Yeah.
Yeah, they all own a van, but nobody really understands why.
What? They all love sensible jumpers and slippers.
Yeah, patchwork on their elbows, on their tweed jackets,
and give you great deals in video games.
Yep.
So that's all the news we have.
Okay, don't.
I think we're done there.
We're gonna play a track and move
Shall
on
we
to
play
our
another
next.
track?
Yeah.
Okay,
move
cool.
on to our next.
And then we'll talk about
subject.
what we've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yeah.
So, who shall we go? Shall I play my one?
Yeah, go on, it's your
Yep.
turn.
Okay, right, we'll play my one then.
Okay, we're back.
Right, that was from Dynamite Heady, which is probably one of my favourite games ever. And it's by Katsuhiko Suzuki, and the song's called Schumacher Fly for some reason. Well, it's from the level where it actually turns into a bit of a shmup, and you have like your head is like either a rocket or a bird or something. You just shoot things. But yeah, that's what absolutely amazing soundtrack. I had a real hard time picking one song from it. But,
Yeah, that was
I could easily pick every song from that eventually over the whole years that we're going to be doing this podcast, obviously.
Well, absolutely, and I'm more than welcome to do that. So, what have we all been playing? Mine's awkward because we kind of mentioned Flashback Remake.
A little bit, yeah.
I've also been playing the original Flashback. Although did we mention that before?
You mentioned that you were playing the original, but you only just started playing the remake, so...
Yeah. What else? I've been playing a little bit of stuff. Oh, I'll tell you what I have been playing, actually, because I'm preparing for a few videos, and I've started playing, guess what? Morrowind again. Getting a character, what a surprise! Getting a character built up again from scratch, so
Actually,
I can capture it.
I bought a new keyboard the other day, so I might start playing Morrowind tonight. Oh, for fuck's sake! Do you remember another little story about our dad?
Oh yeah,
being miserable.
We used to absolutely insane with Morrowind.
Yeah, whenever we used to use healing magic, because I do agree, it is loud and annoying. But yeah, you heal yourself and you just go. And my dad was like,
I just remember because we had this weird house with like between a downstairs. He had a downstairs bedroom, which is totally normal.
Yeah,
and
right by the kitchen, so that he could have a go at us whenever we made dinner.
We had to sneak across to make sandwiches. And it was next door to the living room.
Real sandwiches.
it had this ridiculous 1950s style window.
serving hatch type window. Yeah.
And obviously because we were little gits as children, it had been smashed through, so it was just hollowed out.
Yeah, I think Ben threw a penny at it or something. It just cracked right down the middle.
And in the end, we just took the paint out. So basically, we had this. It was such a weird house, wasn't it?
Yep.
Because it just had this giant
hole in the wall.
That we used to just play as kids. We used to just jump through it.
When Dad wasn't in, obviously.
What we've been playing when we were kids, jumping through doors.
Yeah. So basically, he'd give us a hiding, as they
I still remember this amazing bit where I was trying to raise my enchanted skill on Morrowind, and I was sitting there, constantly making the noise, going, and I was sitting there, sort of, I was doing a little SpongeBob teeth against lip sort of face, because I just knew that he was winding him up, and then suddenly I remember it like anything. It was so funny. His head just come up, and he went, "For fuck's sake, tree, tree, tree."
I managed to change from always hearing I'm not sure that's 2-0 to oh, come on! Score a goal! Which is what we would hear from his bed.
My local sports team are not winning. So that's what I've been playing recently.
Oh god, that reminds me when my dad used to play Future Striker 2 on the Dreamcast all the time, and the audience noise in that was so stupid.
Yeah.
All the sound effects in that game were really bad.
Every
time you tackled in that game, it sounded like a shopping trolley being kicked. Everywhere. And the audience would just go
lots of noise.
or something. It was really bad.
There should be more original.
That was when we only had a Dreamcast mainly, so that was the only football, pretty much one of the only football games on the system because it barely had.
My favourite football game, and for those of you who will recognise this, you'll know exactly what football game I'm talking about when I say goal. World Cup Italia '90.
Oh blimey!
Fantastic football game. I don't know why. It's such
Striker
a
2
good
had a
game,
similar shouting. That one went on for like a solid minute. The one in first. The one in. It didn't even sound like goal. It sounded like someone just screaming. It just went goal. It didn't even say L at the end. It just went goal.
So people send us in your messages. Let us know what your favourite shouted football game is.
I always thought that football should be more original with their chants and that. Because they always had their little rhymey chants.
I think it would be cool if they made one where you could they actually made one that had like a higher age rating and it actually had real chantings.
Oh,
you're shit!
You fell over Antarctica. I come up with one a little while ago. It was like, the new Daft Punk song. It was like, we come so far to destroy, keep me on.
Oh, that trumps my one. I was just going to say, come on, Arsenal. No. You can win at football if you score more goals. Win the game.
Oh my god, no, I like that one. Come on, Arsenal. You can win at football. Yeah, I like that. That works.
Brilliant.
Send us in your favourite chants.
Yeah, make some up and comment on the YouTube.
Maybe if you record one and we'll play it.
Yeah, definitely.
I would actually go to football matches if I had a chance to sing something like that in a huge group. We're gonna win, and we're gonna chin, and something that rhymes with bin.
Put you in a wheelie bin.
Can
we please continue with what we were
You were talking about
playing?
Morrowind. You've been playing Morrowind.
I've been playing Morrowind lately. Move on.
How did we end up with football chants with Morrowind?
I have no idea. How did that happen?
Oh, fuck me. Right. Okay, I'll go next on the playing thing. I've actually been sort of going mental on the Mario. I've had Mario Madness this week, and which isn't a Mario game. It probably will be
eventually.
A few years down the line. Mario, it's a Mario Madness.
Did I tell you that I want to
Luigi is a better.
Did I tell you that I want to make a sort of rival to Summer of Sonic called the Mario Matinee?
Oh really?
No, it was just a
Mario Martinet.
No, what I mean, you didn't mention this.
No, it was going to be a sketch, but it never happened.
Coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon. It's like I was thinking of doing a little video where I'm going to Summer of Sonic with you. You're dressed up as Sonic, and I join you. I join you on the train, and you go, "What are you doing?" I'm dressed completely as Mario. I go, "I'm all set for the Mario."
I had a friend. I've got a friend who did actually go to Summer of Sonic dressed as Luigi.
Oh, brilliant!
I bet no one batted an eyelid. I bet they're like,
You just kept walking around going, "Problem."
What are you going to do about it? I would like to see you try.
I like your
Luigi's a fucking badass.
Luigi.
Yeah,
He is. He's a badass.
he is
You don't
actually a
wanna fuck with
badass.
Luigi.
He's so much cooler than his brother.
What about Waluigi's? It's crazy.
No, Waluigi should have been aborted.
Did you ever see what he does in that football game they did on the GameCube?
Back
When
to
he
no.
wins, he goes like that.
Oh,
You didn't see it, but basically, Ganger Man just slapped his willy a bunch of times. Apparently, that's what Waluigi does at football matches.
Seriously,
Suck on it is.
He does in the GameCube
you see
football
this?
game.
Oh, your mum's getting this.
He actually does.
This
I'm
has
not
been
making
in
this
your
up.
mum and your dad.
There's gifts and everything.
Oh, brilliant!
Oh my god! Let's get away from football again.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
don't even like football.
So I mentioned Mario. I played through Super Mario World actually on the SNES round a friend of mine's, and I managed to smash that one out in a day. Because I'm hard and cold.
Like a bit of drywalling.
like your mum. Oh god. I did all the shortcuts and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a really cool shortcut level. It's called the donut secret or something weird.
Oh
like
yeah.
that. And
I did this recently actually.
I dropped the key. You run through this level and you get a star, and if you're quick enough, you can get another star on the way. And there's a bit where there's a whole line of I think there's about 8 flying red Koopas, and you can get all of them. You literally just with 1-ups. And you end the level. You can in total get about 12 1-ups from just running through and getting all the enemies on the way.
Oh wow!
So you can just keep doing that, and then
Mario,
you're all
especially
set, really.
especially the earlier game, especially that one, Mario World on the SNES, really involved a lot of skill and it was one of the first
I'm
games
actually
where people were showing off.
I'm really good at
brilliant
Mario, apparently.
I'm
really
actually
bad.
not that great. I'm
Just
all right on
recently
that.
I've
Mario
discovered-
World's one of those games I've just been very slowly working my way through because I just keep game overing on each level.
Oh,
Yeah,
That
that
bad.
was me the first time.
It was really strange though, because I went round my friend Rick's, and his girlfriend was playing which one? I think it was just Mario 1.
Oh yeah.
And she was stuck on World 5 or something like that, or it might have been World 8 actually. But
it's just the one where you can save it.
I think so. Yeah,
it
it's
took
like
me
Mario All
ages
Stars
to
on the
get
SNES.
through that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I picked it up and said I won't get much further than you, and then I just ploughed through right to level World 6 without losing a single life.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I was just like,
I suck at Mario.
okay, apparently I'm good at Mario now. As a kid,
That's a new thing.
as a kid, I was like, oh fuck, I fell off at everything, and just I would literally get game over on the second level and stuff. But I just decided, what else can I do? I managed to complete Sunshine in just little over 2 nights,
Wow.
and get
I
practically all of the
stuck on
shine
that.
sprites.
Yeah, same here. I found it really hard.
I got stuck on one of those little, where you have to go into them worlds where you get the floating
and
level.
flood, your pump is taken away from you.
Yeah,
Oh.
there was one where you had to get all the red coins in what looked like a pachinko machine.
Oh
I got
that's
stuck
quite
on that.
late
I
on.
just kept falling off somehow. I just kept bouncing off the side and just flying off the level.
Oh god.
And I had to beat that one to unlock the next main level. So I
Yeah.
got stuck. That was a few years back.
I
though,
can't
so
even
should
remember
probably
where
play
I
that
got
again.
to, but it wasn't very far.
I should probably
Well,
play
I
that again.
managed to get 67 shine sprites in 2 nights. I think there's about 80 in total, but 67's way more than enough to finish the game. I think you only need about 50 to finish the game.
Right.
I think the only Mario
I
game
think that was pretty cool.
properly beaten is Mario 64.
Yeah,
And that was when I downloaded it on.
So I managed to-
I
Yeah.
only did that recently as well.
I managed to get all. I think is it 120 stars in
Yeah.
there?
Yes.
I managed to get all of those in just over. I think it was about 3 nights
That is-
on
that
an
is
emulator
impressive.
on.
Yeah,
Project
that's a month to
64
beat,
emulator with a really shit controller. Do you remember my PC controller where
Yeah.
the D-pad was loose, so it would like veer off and stuff.
So you had handicaps on.
Yeah. I was on a Luigi mode, just because it's more hardcore and better.
The only Mario game I 100%ed completed. Oh, apart from World, I actually did everything.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah.
Nice.
But I'm not gonna lie, I did need to look up a couple of the hidden.
Of course.
Like, rand.
There's so many
and that stuff. Yeah, so 100% of that. I also 100%ed, and so did you. We both did it one after the other. Was
Mario
Galaxy on the Wii, the first one. Yeah.
Oh, I have beaten Galaxy actually.
We got every star and everything.
Because you had to do all of it as Mario, and then Luigi, and it's harder.
Oh yeah. I think I got as far as
Luigi is better.
So basically, we've recently, me in particular, and Phil, we both recently really got properly into Mario.
And properly good at it as well.
You have, I haven't.
So just to recap, because it's been quite a few in just the short sort of 4 or 5 days I've been away from home and at my friend's house who has all these games. I managed to complete Mario Sunshine, New Super Mario Brothers on the Wii, Super Mario World, Super Mario 3, and I'm about halfway through Lost Levels at the moment. It's been a good weekend. Wow. That, and I played some Kirby's Epic Yarn, so that was fun.
You've been playing loads.
Yeah, I've actually quite a contribution
through them as well.
Galaxy 2 as well. I forgot to mention that. I'm halfway through that.
Stop it now. Okay, what have you been up to?
I've had a real Mario matinee this weekend.
Definitely. I've been mainly playing on PSN. They had a sale where they finally put up the Simpsons arcade game for cheap. We grabbed that, and then when Stacey came around at the weekend, we just played through the whole game.
Nice.
So they've got that down in Southend Arcade in that Happy Drone. They've had that machine for.
You mean the Happy Drone that was flooded the other day?
I
was really worried.
I
was really worried that like maybe the machines might have been.
Apparently, all it was just the carpet. They just had to pull all the carpet.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Because we went down there the day after. We was like, oh no, machine, all their old machines aren't damaged. Because I love that arcade. But now I can actually play that game at home as well. So. That game is so funny though, because it was clearly made when there was barely any Simpsons episodes, so most of it's just made up. Like, they've literally just made a load of shit up for that game. Most of the bosses are just characters they've literally designed just for the game.
I played through that one. It's really hard.
It's not that.
Maybe I'm crap.
It's one of those Konami like beat 'em ups where it's pretty much impossible not to die because it's really cheap. Basically, all the bosses just like slap you about.
Well, it's an arcade game.
Yeah.
It's designed to make you spunk all your money on it, really.
Yeah, but like the PSN port just gives you like 40 credits or whatnot, or you can even put unlimited. But I thought there's no point putting unlimited because we only used about 10 anyway.
I couldn't imagine playing things like Metal Slug in the arcade. I wouldn't have enough money nowadays.
I mean, whenever me and Stacey do play Simpsons in the Happy Drone, we usually get up to about sometimes the 3rd level if we're lucky on like £1, I think. But that's about as far as we could. Yeah, that's not bad. But for example, there's like a level where there's all these zombies, and then you go into like a gravestone and you go underground, and most heaven is underground. It's really strange.
Well, Mo was supposed to basically be based off of a mole.
Yeah,
that's why he's so sort of ugly and like lives in the dark.
Maybe the Japanese programmers mistook his name for mole and they go, he's got to be underground then.
They probably.
I love
took
how
it a bit too
but that's what I love about the game. It's just so off model and everything's really.
It's like
wacky.
an alternative.
Smithers' voice is completely wrong. Even Mr. Burns don't sound right. He's clearly not the same voice actor. I don't know who he is, and he's in like a mecha suit at the end of the game.
Oh, that is an
Mr.
evil
Burns
boss.
in the mecha.
Well, Smithers was originally black. Do you remember?
For like one episode. For like one episode. He was just standing there. In the game, he's got like different coloured hair, but they just made him like more evil in that. He's just got like this really silly laugh and that. But they tried to remake this game on the. They did like a remake on the iPhone, but they took out all the like off-model stuff and replaced them with proper characters. But it wasn't the same.
That's away the whole point.
Yeah, that's what I liked about that game. You know the Scott Pilgrim game that came out a couple of years back? When they were making that, they actually said in an interview that the Simpsons arcade game was their main influence. They wanted to make the game loosely based on the comic. So it was like everything was a bit wacky and a bit off kilter. You know, deliberately like loose from the material. I mean, one level in the Simpsons game, you pretty much just go into like a TV set and it just turns into like there's just ninjas and a big kabuki boss. So they literally just gone, fuck it, let's just put some Japanese characters in. So we don't care now.
You'll probably be able to spot Mario in the background like a slender man hidden away. Or Luigi.
Well, the other games I've been playing,
you.
finally got around to playing a Dreamcast game, like a new Dreamcast game that came out this year. I've been sitting on it for months because obviously I've been so busy to play. What I wanted to do is I wanted to record myself playing it the first time, so I just did that last night. Really bloody good game. You wouldn't believe it was an indie game if you looked at it. It's like the graphics are absolutely ridiculous. It's all like pre-rendered, it's all like Donkey Kong Country, I suppose. But it's just got really impressive like sprite effects and really like elaborate. Excellent. You know, you could just like blow up every little bit of scenery with like realistic explosions.
Yeah, I've seen.
It had like a full FMV. It had like a full FMV at the start. That looked like a really modern one, which obviously it is. But like, it was just such a slick game, and it was actually really fun. I was playing it for quite a few hours, so that's a really good sign for like an indie shmup on the Dreamcast. Because some of them. The problem with a lot of the indie shmups on the Dreamcast is either they're too bloody hard, so I can't beat the first level or the second level, or they're too much like R-Type or something. Some of them are literally clones of R-Type, but this one felt more like Thunder Force on the Mega Drive, which is a good sign. It had like 3 different weapons, and if you get hit, you lose one of them. And you can change the direction of your shots forward or backwards. And it also had like a charge-up shot, kind of like R-Type, but it has like an overheat, so you can only charge it so long.
Oh, okay, a bit like Blaster
blows you
Master.
up. Is
that Blaster Master? That's that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, it was a really fun game. And then after that, I just wanted to go and play Mars Matrix again, which is probably my favourite scrolling shooter of all time. Also on the Dreamcast.
I know that there's something else you've been playing recently, a Jake Kaufman original.
Oh yes, yeah. I found that when I was looking up Jake Kaufman's soundtracks on his Bandcamp website. I think it's Bandcamp. When I looked on his main website, he had a game that he designed himself in a weekend for like a game jam. It was called Dick Hand. And it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's this weird robot flying around in space with a giant flopping dick, but with a hand on the end. I showed you it, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
And you just punch spaceships with this fist. It just sort of like shakes them out, and it's got all like proper physics on it, so it gets wrapped around you and gets stuck and just flops about. It's only like a few minutes long, but it's just really daft. And of course, being Jake Kaufman, it's got amazing music as well. You can download the soundtrack as well. So if you just Google his website and just Google his name and find his website, you can just download that for free and dick about in it.
Hey!
Yeah, that did look quite.
You could literally
quite special.
You could literally kick them and dick them.
Pretty much, or punch them with your dick or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got one more thing.
Oh,
I played. I've been playing a couple of demos. Obviously, there was a Rayman Legends demo now, so I've been playing that quite a bit. I'm pleased to announce that it's got really stupidly hard level, like challenge mode levels in it, which makes me very pleased because that was my favourite thing about Origins. You get like infinite lives anyway, but like some of the levels were just really hard. But there was one challenge level on that was probably harder than the last level in Origins. That was in the demo, so that made me quite pleased.
I grabbed that demo and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah,
you grabbed it.
I grabbed it.
And the other demo I played was another game that I'm really looking forward to, Puppeteer. I played that Dynamite Heady song earlier. Basically, Puppeteer is like a PS3 spiritual sequel to Dynamite Heady, which makes me very happy. And that's just absolutely phenomenal. It doesn't even look like a video game. It looks like a short film, like some kind of like animated short film or something. And like the way every like part of the level like jumps because it's on the stage and like the whole level sort of like gets shunted into shot. Everything sort of like bounces in and everything just looks all real, and it feels like you could just go out and touch the stuff because it's all like it all looks really, I don't know, it's just, and the best thing about it is it actually plays really well. I know the first thing everyone was comparing it to when the trailers come out was Little Big Planet, but the difference is Little Big Planet plays like shit. It has really floaty rubbish jumping, whereas apparently someone was working on the jumping physics in this game for a year
Just
it
the job is
shows.
busy.
Or just like how the character's momentum works, and it it feels great. I guess the only thing
for Sonic 06.
I guess the only thing with the demo I found is like obviously it's a theatrical like show of a game, so there's a lot of talking in it. But it just felt like every time you walked a little bit, then there was another cutscene. I'm kind of hoping there's like an arcade mode in it where you can just play through the whole game without any interruptions. Yeah. That's what I really want. Apparently, you can skip the stuff.
I feel like that needed to happen with Mackay Kingdom as well. Because it's like, the cutscenes are great, they're hilarious and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Once. But you play through the story.
Yeah.
I've played through the story about 9 times and I still haven't done everything.
Yeah.
So I'll probably have to do it probably another 9 times, really. But at the end of every chapter, like, you can skip the between chapter ones, but at the end of every chapter, you get at least like 10, maybe 15 minutes of like the same cutscenes over and over again, and they do get very no.
Oh my god!
And they do get very stale and stunted after a while.
I believe Puppeteer let you skip them.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
Alright.
Well, that's what I've been playing. Yeah. So basically, I'm probably going to run out and get Puppeteer as soon as it comes out, as well as Legends. Again, I haven't really decided what system to buy that on. I'm tempted to go PC just because it's cheaper, and Stacey's getting it on PS3, so I can just play it with her on the PS3. So that's what I've been playing. Quite a few things. So
yeah. I think we've all been quite
well, not as much as play almost in every Mario game, but yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It's been a pretty crazy week.
You've been going mental.
Mario mental.
There have been a few other little games I've been playing at, but I haven't.
Sorry, someone's knocking at the door.
I haven't actually gone.
What?
Alright, all going wrong. We're going to play another track.
Okay.
I'm going to try and get you guys to guess what this track is.
Okay.
Okay, that was. Did you work it out?
Yeah, I know what it is. It's from GTA, but I don't know. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, it's from the first Grand Theft Auto game, and I don't actually know the name of the track. It was actually a bit of a pain to find. I just found it as GTA 1 Rock Station because the whole station goes on for about. Well, I say the whole station. It only goes on for about 10, nearly 11 minutes.
Yeah,
and that's the first song on that station because in the original game the radio stations were very short.
Yeah,
and they were done like you couldn't just
only
pick
fit
them.
so much.
Yeah, and it was done by the cars you went in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Unless, but I always set it to constant where it just plays the whole soundtrack because I pretty much like all but 2 of the songs because the whole soundtrack to the first GTA game is brilliant.
Yeah, it was all original stuff as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't like licensed like the later ones.
I believe so. Yeah. What it says on the back of the case is it was a unique soundtrack, but it was recorded by popular artists.
Oh.
Now they don't sound like really popular artists. They sound like they're sort of like up and coming artists of that.
Well,
day.
I mean, Will Smith he did one of the rap tracks, didn't he?
What on the first game?
I'm pretty sure it was Will Smith.
You
yeah,
sure?
Yeah, you know the one.
Wouldn't they have made quite a big?
You sure?
I would have thought they'd have made a big deal of that.
Something like that.
Grand Theft Auto with Will Smith, it would have been on the cover.
Probably,
Yeah.
Especially in the 90s. You're talking about when he dominated
the Fresh
world.
Prince of Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
That was like Men in Black era. So.
If it wasn't him, they got someone specifically to sound a lot like him. Like one of the radio station's DJs was. He really sounded like Tom Hanks.
We still think it is, don't we?
I'm convinced it is. No one can do that voice that well.
It sounded exactly like Tom Hanks. It really did.
Going all the way back there.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, we're gonna play that track because that is so funny. That track, the Western one. It was so funny as well, right? Because basically, what it was only one track, right? It only ever played in these specific like Western trucks that were really slow.
Oh, okay.
But here's the funny thing, right? They made the track loop in that car, and what he does is he goes, "That was such a great track. I reckon I'll play it again." And he just keeps repeating. I just thought that was so cool.
What, he does it more than once? Just keeps
the whole thing. That's the whole thing. Like the song and then him saying
that was so good. I reckon I'll play it again.
And then again and again
and again and again and again.
That was so good. I got Alzheimer's. Okay, this next topic is a bit of a weird one. Okay, it's got a bit of a story behind it. Do you think I should explain it first, or just play it and leave people looking bewildered? I think we're going to do that. I'm going to play this. If you're watching this on YouTube, which it will be uploaded on first, we're also going to play the video clip with it. But otherwise, you don't really need the video anyway, because it's mainly just about the sound. So let's just play that now.
Bye bye. I ain't going anywhere until I find what you slung out, which was supposed to be the phone that you take out of my hand and like grabbed out of it, yeah? So film away. So I want to say that here's you lot that came up to my home, hammered on my door, grabbed on your phone, called the police, grabbed the phone, ran up with, I came, give me back my phone, you slung the phone out, so fine. I'm in there and like you slung out and I'm going to find what the phone you slung out of, yeah?
Sorry, I love that clip so much.
I could watch that 100 times.
Have you?
Well, maybe not literally 100.
Well,
a lot of times.
You know Rob, guy who does some awesome videos for us, right? He told me that he watched that video and he couldn't believe it, like how stupid it sounded. So what he did is he put it on his headphones, turned it up really loud, and looked away from the video and just closed his eyes, and he tried to actually decipher what she was actually saying.
Yeah, he got the same result as me.
He got proper serious. He was like, right, I'm going to decipher this.
Yeah.
He got the same result as me though. All I could decipher was where she says Dubaway, She sort of says like, film away.
Yeah, film away.
Film away, film
I
away.
thought she was just saying like go away, but
No. So she was saying film away because it's like, oh, I'm going to prove a point that I'm the victim here.
Yeah, exactly. That was her chance to defend herself, but all she did was just gibberish. So basically, we're going to start off by explaining the story behind this. Okay, so basically what it is, I've got this absolute maniac living above me. Okay, when I moved in, I was a bit noisy, right? Okay, I put my hands up for that. I was, and I'm not talking excessively party every night noisy, right?
No, not at all.
Basically, my flat is made out of bloody Lego, right? It's falling apart. The council will not upkeep it very well. They won't fix the place properly. I've finally got my boiler working after I haven't had it there since I've nearly lived there for 4 years, and my boiler has never worked until now. Now that I've called them, how many times?
Cunts. Oh, how many times have you called them?
Like over a dozen times. No, probably I'm talking nearly 20 times in the past like 3.5, nearly 4 years.
Yeah.
So anyway, the place, like I said, the place is built out of Lego or cheese or whatever it is. But basically, you can hear everything above and
Lego
below.
cheese.
Meccano.
So, yeah, either side, the walls are quite thick, so you never hear anything from your next door neighbours, right? But up and down, all of us in our block, there's 3 different blocks in this cul-de-sac. Everyone's got the same problem. You can hear everyone below you, you can hear above you, you can hear every footstep, every cough, every sneeze, every like heightened voice, like when someone gets angry. You can hear everything, right? Now, this woman has taken us being a little bit noisy. We toned it right down now.
Yeah.
But it's like, because we didn't realise just how bad the problem was. If we lived above someone, we would have probably known it a lot sooner. But I come from a place that was actually built out of building materials, and then where you can make a reasonable amount of noise.
Yeah.
And I moved into this place where you can't do anything without annoying people. So basically, the way we're talking now, right, we're talking slightly louder than usual because of the microphone, right? This would be setting her off right now. And basically, what it was. One day...
that's why we don't record it, yours.
Well, I can't do anything with mine, really. I can barely edit around mine. I have to be really careful about what I do. I have to edit with headphones. If I'm recording voice, I have to just go for it and see if she work around her tantrums. But basically, it's about nearly just under 2 years when I moved into my place. She just went off the deep end because she's got mental problems. I don't know if you can tell. And she just went off the deep end one day. Me and Phil were having a bit of a jam, so obviously we were being a bit noisy.
It wasn't even that loud, though.
I know it wasn't. You had your amp on, but it wasn't like blaring out.
Well, it was just like how we've had it on the podcast.
Well, it was quieter than that because it was about sort of 8, 9 in the evening, so we toned it down. And I had the keyboard on, and we were just making this little... I think we were doing like a little reggae tune at the time. Yeah. We were just messing around with it.
I just think she really hates reggae. Because of her reaction, wasn't it? It was just
well, basically, the best of Queen got flooded into our living room all night until 3 in the morning, accompanied by the most incredible thing I've ever seen. We just heard loads of banging, and I thought, she's just kicking and stamping. So I went up, knocked on the door, a bit of open communication, which is always the way to actually
resolve
these
conflict.
Yeah, if she had told us, I can hear you, you're being too noisy, surprise, we would have stopped. So basically, we went up there, and I looked through the door, and I could actually see her sort of squatted over, jumping up and down like Mario.
You actually saw her doing it?
Yeah, I saw her doing it. That was the first day she
God.
did it. Like, we heard it, and then we went up a couple of times, and this was the third time, and I really had enough, and I actually hammered on her door. And I was just looking through the frosted glass, and she was just squatted over, jumping up and down. She looked like a child.
She had a block above her.
Yeah. Honestly, she looked like a toddler having a proper tantrum. It was the weirdest.
She needs a one-up.
So anyway, this particular thing,
right?
Life. But basically, right. So there you go. Just a little introduction about that. But this particular situation that you just saw on the video or heard, that was when the shit really hit the fan, wasn't it? And basically, she'd been at it all morning. Like, bearing in mind we put a stop to the loud music and all that sort of stuff. And this was actually nearly a full year after that incident. Right. She went off on one at about 3 in the morning until I think when we recorded that video, it was about 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
She was just really going for it. She was smashing her flat to pieces just to make noise to upset us. My fiancée Kat had to be at work that morning. She was keeping her up all night, and she's been doing it for years now. Bearing in mind, we have truly kept our noise down on our end, but it's just not good enough. She just won't let it go. So basically, I had enough that morning, and I went up there and I knocked on her door. And as she said, I hammered on her door. Right, if I can just explain, right, which we've got at the time.
Well,
she
said you lot
came
up to my home.
That's right.
Only you went up to her home, Tom. You went up to her home on your own and hammered on her front door.
Right. Also, I didn't hammer on her front door. I knocked because at the time, especially, that upstairs. Like there's 3 flats up there. We had 2 families next to her. So if I was, kids. So if I was, and it was obviously a school day because it was a work day for Kat.
Yep.
If I was to be out there making a scene at that early in the morning, because when I actually went up there, it was about 6:30, I think. Cause, it was probably earlier than that because Kat has to be off by about 7ish, 7:30. So I knocked. At a normal volume. I didn't want to cause a scene and annoy the families because, I believe it or not, I want to get on with my neighbours. So I was knocking on the door. But the reason she got so upset was because I wouldn't go away. I kept knocking on the door.
Yeah.
It may have been
she wouldn't answer.
Yeah, she wouldn't answer because she's so brave. And she likes to actually communicate her problems. So basically, eventually she answered the door, but she had like this tear in her eye. She actually squeezed out.
She had it on a
tears.
chain lock as well, didn't she?
Yeah. And she just shoved her phone in my face. And she was trying to take a picture of me. And I just really had enough at this point, so I snatched the phone out of her hand.
So you grabbed Dabbit?
Yeah, I grabbed Dabbit. And it was a 50-50 chance whether I smashed it in front of her or I just walked home and just took it with me, which was a bad idea. Both were bad ideas, but I took it with me. Because I wanted her to actually come to my door and explain what the hell was her problem.
I don't think it was a bad idea at all, really.
Yeah. So what happened was I went downstairs, she immediately came down and knocked on the door. Hammered on our door, and I mean really hammered on. She was going at it. She was going on my letterbox like a maniac, wasn't she? She went, "You got something that belongs to me." And I just went,
"Wake up all the neighbours!"
Yeah, got to make a scene. Got to make a big scene.
Yep.
So basically, I shouted through the letterbox, "What I'm going to do is ignore the door for a quarter of an hour first." And eventually, I opened the door. She was just
someone else.
She was just started going mental. She was trying to push past me to get in the flat to get the phone. So I got the phone. I pushed her aside. I got the phone and I just threw it past her on the grass.
In the long grass.
And she was there for ages before I got the camera out. And basically what happened was that video that you saw there was after she'd been there for about a quarter of an hour. And I just went, and she was just babbling away, wasn't she? She was just going...
We thought we might as well get some evidence of it.
Yeah, I think it was you that went, "Tom, you grabbed the camera." I was like, I went, "Yeah, you're right." So I got the camera out and pointed it at her, and that's what you saw, was when she looked at the camera and thought, "Right, this is my chance to
play the victim."
Play the victim here, but she completely blew it because she didn't use English. Okay, so...
I don't think that was a language.
The main reason I wanted to bring that
not
up...
off this planet, anyway.
So the main reason I wanted to show you that today was... one, to make fun of someone who clearly deserves it. Call me childish all you want, but that's what I'm dealing with. Someone who has been, and she's been doing it ever since. That video was made ages ago now, wasn't it?
Well over a year ago.
Yeah. And she's still doing it. Bearing in mind that we got to a point where we were tiptoeing around our flat to avoid setting her off, but it just doesn't matter.
As soon as you remember creak in the floor, she would just go off.
Yeah.
No, literally, I was sat there with earphones in playing a game one night, and it was just she just went off because she knew she just knew we were in.
Did I tell you recently when I went to visit my mum up in Suffolk? There was no one in the flat all week. I came home, I opened the door. She was in the middle of one of the tantrums. I opened the door and I could just hear bang, bang, bang. I just went, "Oh my god!" And but the police, the council, everyone actually,
yeah.
Doesn't matter if we're there or not.
So she's not particularly doing.
But she's still telling the police that we're sitting there having wild parties every night and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought it's a little bit therapeutic for me because obviously I haven't gone up there and smashed her up yet.
Yeah, I don't know how you have.
I don't know how. It's been so close.
I actually was violent with her. Yeah.
Phil got very angry with her once. But it's a little bit therapeutic for me. I thought we'd make a bit of fun, and I wanted to. Using the vocabulary from that video, I thought it'd be really fun because I want to make one of every race in Elder Scrolls, going back to Morrowind.
Hey.
And I thought, let's make a whole series of characters, one for every race, right? Based on her vocabulary. So if I can just kick us off, right? I think the Imperial's already taken with Murry Curry, so I'm very happy with that. But for an orc, I thought, what about Slag Grumdum the Flumdum, which is something she said.
Slum Greg Dum Dum.
Honestly, watch that video, put your headphones right up, close your eyes and listen to it. Tell me she's not saying Slag Grumdum the Flumdum. Tell me she's not saying that. So there we go, we got an orc right there, and I thought, for a Khajiit, they're the cat people, right? They have, names like Rajar and stuff like that. So I thought, what about Purdy? I mean, it's got purr in there, and
because it's a cat.
Yeah, I just thought, there we go. So what about Purdy, right? So I thought, what next have we got? We've got what about an Argonian, right? Argonians have these sort of weird, sometimes triple barrel names, don't they? Like a couple of examples of things like hides in shadow, swims in fathoms, stuff like that. Now,
wanks in playgrounds.
I was about to say that me and Phil have come up with a few ones that we don't want to use, but he's just gone ahead and done that. Wanks in playgrounds.
I have actually made a character on Morrowind called Wanks.
Oh, you haven't, have you?
Yeah.
Wanks in playgrounds has contracted sandy tunnels and rustly packets and dicky shoulder. Wanks in playgrounds. Jesus Christ. Well, we had a few more of those, but I can't remember any of them right now. Wanks in playgrounds was a highlight of that.
Shits in transit. He's just walking forward and blah.
Oh my God.
Because that's how they walk, isn't it?
Yeah. They do walk like they cack themselves. Cack the cakes.
Shits in transit.
That should be on a t-shirt. Just
Shits in transit.
Sorry, carry on. So what was your Argonian name?
Well, that's it. We've got to try and think of one based on
Yeah.
what she says. Now, I was thinking something. You remember she said something along the lines of "run a wick a toe."
Yeah.
Run a wicked toe.
I was thinking "run a toe." Does that sound a bit lame?
Yeah, it does. And she had loads, like
Run a
gramophone.
toe presents.
Gramophone Natter the Pie.
That'd be DLC for Bit Trip presents Run a Toe.
Run a toe.
So, an Argonian one's a bit tricky, isn't it? I mean, there's I Love Pie. That could be a triple barrel one, but I don't know. I Love Pie.
I can't believe that's so perfect though.
That
We
is what she
actually
said.
got her saying, "I'm a bear and I love pie."
It almost sounds like something on the internet would just make up.
I know.
Like, I'm random.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
That's why I went through the
That was general.
long-winded story with it, because it looks like something we've just made up, doesn't it? It looks like something we're just trying to make a meme, but
Yeah, we're
we're
trying to
really
be all
not.
random
That
and
is
shit.
100% genuine.
If any of that becomes a meme, I will just be so happy.
It
Just
would
a
be
well-known
amazing.
thing on the internet, just a picture of her, and it just says.
Well, a picture of that Mega Man in that case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had to do that because I put it on
obviously
YouTube
you don't
and I didn't
wanna-
want to get in trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you obviously don't want to bash.
I doubt we could get her to sign a release form. Came up to my home, slammed dibble a release form in my mouth.
Okay, so we're having trouble with an Argonian name. Okay, so what about if we just put that aside for a minute? What about a Nord? See, now Nords have got names.
Habadon.
Yeah,
Habadon.
Habadon is brilliant. But we could also do something along the lines of bear, because obviously they name themselves things like Wolfheart, Bears.
Maybe Habadon Bear.
No, do you know what? I think
Habadon
Habadon
door.
is really good though.
Habadon. Yeah.
Okay, so we got an orc is Habadon. What about-
Habadon, my door. My door is just one word.
Yeah. Habadon.
Habadon my door. We got it.
Yeah.
Habadon my door. We need a Breton name. Now Bretons are quite. They just have standard names. Don't we? So
Almost human-y names, yeah.
what about Dubaway?
Dubois. No, I was thinking Dubois would be quite a good Dunmer sort of.
Yeah, I was thinking Dumber. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dubaway.
Or like a high elf name as well, that'd be a hard one.
Yeah.
Probably just Runawick.
Yeah,
Runawick, a toe.
Runawick.
Runawick, a toe.
Is there anything we're missing?
Bosma.
Yeah, what else?
Why by?
Why bye?
Why by? bye.
Yeah, one word. Why bye? Why bye? I should be writing these down.
Yeah.
We still haven't got an Argonian though.
Are you
Like
going to actually like do a little playthrough of you playing with all the characters?
Yeah.
Named
Yeah.
after
Oh,
you?
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And shit's in
Is it
transit.
going to be in Morrowind or Skyrim?
Morrowind.
Yeah, Morrowind. I think because that's the
it's
game
better.
I can play for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I will. Oh, I really can't think of an Argonian one that's got like at least a double barrel thing or something along the lines. No, nothing.
No, I don't know. We'll have to think about
Well,
it.
I'll tell you what. If anyone wants to suggest anything, just remember it's based on the things that she come out with.
Yeah.
Which, let's face it, was 90% gold. It was pure gold what was coming out of her mouth.
Well, there's Slug Alf.
Here, where you
Fuzzy
slung out.
Gabode. We got Slab Cake.
Out my hand.
Slab cake.
Slab cake.
Yeah, Grab Dabbit could be a good one for like maybe
Yeah.
an Argonian.
Because they're usually like thief
Yeah.
characters,
Grab
aren't they?
Dabbit.
Yeah, got it. We got
Grab
Grab
Dabbit.
Dabbit.
There we go.
Yeah. We're just watching the
Toilet
fling
Toilet
Bobby for
fling.
something. We're
Give
just
her
watching the
back
video
my
in
phone.
mute with just the subtitles at the moment.
Give a bad my foam.
I love pie.
Slag
What
a
the foam
What
is
the fuck
somehow.
is somehow?
Slag a foam natter.
I love the way she repeats things for emphasis as well. You.
Oh, bless.
So, okay. No bliss.
Dress her cotton socks. Or not.
Bless
Bless
her
her stupid
smelly
hat.
Bless her smelly cotton hat. I took her hat off, didn't I?
That was later. Was that later that day? No, it was.
That was
another day,
yeah,
wasn't it?
time.
Another day. She
That was
made
the
a
time I
scene.
punched the wall next to her head as well, just to send a message. But obviously that message didn't get across because she carried on. You're fat.
Yeah, that's what we're dealing with, right? Because we approached her
She's
saying,
a
"Why
child.
are you jumping up and down on the floor at 3 a.m?" Her response was, "You are fat."
You are a fat.
You are a fat.
You are a fat. Yeah, and that's what we're dealing with. That's the mental age. What we're dealing with. It's
Yep.
like, why are you acting like an animal? You're a fucking fatty. Okay, thanks for the good talk, buddy.
Welcome to Essex, really, though.
It's
with that
actually
one.
Yeah.
unusual for someone that rants like that to not actually just swear every 2 seconds. She's
Yeah.
actually quite unusually.
Well, we don't know
obviously
what
not
she's saying.
intentionally-
She could be swearing for a week.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, she could be swearing.
It's hard to
She's
tell,
just not
because
doing it
usually
in
when
coherent
when you
human
hear
speak.
people ranting along, usually you just go, "Oh, the fucking,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
you fucking bastard.
unusually creative insults.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sort of.
If
Anyway.
Toilet
anything, she
fling.
could just be an internet star. Let's make that happen. Let's get this miserable woman.
Let's
make her
accidentally leak her address as well. So
Which
people
just
go
so
around
happens
there.
to be the same address as yours currently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
currently.
I might end up with sympathisers. I don't know why we would ever have any, but that's the internet for you. You might end up with her sympathisers thinking, "Nah, there's another side of the story. They must be doing something bad."
Yeah, they're putting drugs in a cereal.
I'm telling you right now, I have had conversations with the police where I've told them I will be happy to have privacy invading cameras and sound equipment in there just to prove. Like, we go
A
out,
couple times
we'll
you
go
have-
away for the weekend, and she'll still
just-
do it.
You have like filmed the ceiling a couple times.
Oh, I've got
haven't you?
loads,
Just
loads
of her
of
just
it.
banging occasionally. and that
Absolutely.
kind of
There's
thing.
probably
And
hours
every time
of
you've
just
had a cop round,
on
every time
camera.
you've had like a policeman round, she just goes silent, doesn't she?
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Because
Pretend she ain't there.
she turns all the lights off, like, cause she can hear me phone, because
Yeah.
the way you can
Oh,
hear.
yeah,
I don't have a mobile at the moment, so I can't go off and sneakily phone. You know,
Yeah.
I can't go off and go, "Oh, she's starting again." So basically, she can hear me. Yeah, I had to speak up on the phone, talk to the police, and I had to say, "Right, she's kicking off again." Blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And all of a sudden, she's not so brave when the police turn up, because obviously they have to turn up in their car. There's
She
a couple
ignores
of
the
them.
door to the police though, and then they just go away every time.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd go, right, well, she can't be ignoring the door every time. We're going to have
Yeah.
to actually interject. But no, apparently
she-
it's fine to ignore the door to the police.
Yeah.
Remember that,
Every
everyone.
time.
Just ignore the door and they'll
If
let
you've
you
got
fucking
drugs
go.
and
Yeah.
stuff, just
Yeah.
ignore the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Please.
pretend you're not in.
This is a raid. No, we're not. No, we're on holiday. Okay, bye.
I'm not here.
We're not in.
I'm not in.
Can we arrange a raid at an appropriate time? Yeah, talk to me later. I'm not going to answer the phone.
We just need to have a quick bonfire first, then you can raid the house.
You flush in the toilet an awful lot before you answer the door.
I've got the scripts.
Oh Oh, he's got the squids. I think we really should just come back another day.
Why is it so hard to flush cocaine down the toilet? Maybe we should throw it in the Thames.
Brilliant. Okay, so I think that's the end of that one. I think that's run its course.
That was an interesting topic.
I think that's run a wick a toe.
I think we slung Greg Dunn with that one.
Well, we well and truly have
we have
stop it now.
We should just do away.
I think we hammered on the point home at this point.
This is really therapeutic though, because if I don't make fun of it, it's going to get to the point where I just commit murder.
Yeah. Where you grab her by the face and push her over like I did. I didn't even get arrested for that because
well, that's the funny thing. The police have so many reports from us that Phil actually
got away with it.
Phil got very, very sort of aggressive with her, and they just went, right, we would arrest you, but she's been winding you up. I'm not even joking.
They actually said that.
Wow.
Normally,
she's been pushing.
Normally, we would
you
arrest you.
Yeah. Because they also said that about me on the phone. Because if you snatch someone's property out of their hand and keep it from them,
if you grabbed at
it. But they said to me, "Well, you seem like a nice enough guy. You've been pushed, but like for years." They said we're going to leave it here, but obviously don't do it again. And obviously I haven't since.
So I wouldn't resort to that. But
No, it's not helping our case. Don't worry, we're
it's
not
the kind of thing I do at all. But I just got so pushed with it.
Well, you do after a while because it takes over your entire life.
Yeah, of course.
If anyone
above your head all the time.
Exactly. If anyone has any stories about how being a gamer and having crazy neighbours, if there's any coalition with that, you might have your games on loud. Well, not even loud, but just sort of
hearable
late at night when everyone's done and you're still playing a game with a few explosions or something like that. Just let us know if you think it can get to the point where neighbours.
I just thought of a game that you would
when
probably
they start
like.
hammering on your door.
Yeah,
slightly related and also gaming related. I just thought there's a game on the PlayStation 1 that you would probably like called I think it's called One Piece Mansion.
Okay.
And it's a game where you manage like the flats of a big apartment, and you have to like manage all the people that live in each apartment so they're not annoying each other. You can actually
keep the grungers away from the hard chaps.
It's almost sort of like that, just like in a really quirky Japanese way. It's just like they like give off like positive or negative like rays. Like you have like this, you get like this singer character who just like makes everyone around her positive, or you get like these ones that are really obnoxious and they make everyone down. And you basically have to like move the apartments around, or sounds really cool.
That does sound good, actually.
Yeah, you should probably play that because I think that might actually be a bit therapeutic.
Yeah, I think it will be.
I think you can name like the building. I think you might even be able to
can name the
the
most obnoxious tenant per D, or have a dog, or
I'm not sure, but I think
do we even know her real name?
No, I think it's
probably
like
not
Susan or something.
I'll just call
I
her,
don't know.
I'll just call her Stampy McFreak.
Her name is.
I call her Stampy Toddler.
Stampy Toddler.
Okay, do we have another track? Because I've exhausted my two.
I'm just exhausted. I've got one more, unless Aaron, you want one?
Yeah, you go.
Alright, cool. Alright, that was Steamboat Phallus from Mickey Mania on the Mega Drive.
Are you sure that's the title?
Steamboat Willie, of course.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic little song.
Don't forget
Steamboat Knob.
Steamboat Knob.
Fucking knob.
Steamboat Penis.
He actually is a bit of a knob in the original cartoon.
He
though,
is,
isn't
he's an arsehole.
Have you ever, has anyone actually ever watched Steamboat Willie? He just tortures animals for the whole thing. He just stomps on cats.
He was
and
originally
strangles
like the
birds.
bad guy, wasn't he? Pete was
Kind
actually
of.
the not so bad guy.
Really?
Who you have on your t-shirt at the moment?
Yeah, Pete.
Yeah. But Pete was just basically the captain of the steamboat. So I'm
It's
just
just like behave. And
I'm
Mickey's
just
like,
driving
no.
my steamboat and minding my own business. Oh, I'm gonna fucking shut up.
Phil, you really need to get into voice acting.
I know. I'll show you. That's the one from Kingdom Hearts that he keeps
Oh
doing.
god, that was really weird in Kingdom Hearts 2 when
Yeah.
you get to that black and white level and you fight Pete in a Tron suit
Yeah.
Oh,
for like 20 solid minutes and he just keeps repeating himself because I've never
Yeah.
just seen a video
I'll
of it.
show you. Over and over and over again.
Really?
Something
It's
about
like a
Kingdom
really long
Hearts
fight.
is really
Yeah.
weird. Like something
Yeah.
about that game really unnerves me. I don't want to use the phrase childhood ruined because that gets on my nerves.
Yeah.
But that
In a
game is
way.
kind of.
But that's
We're
the
just-
I
thing.
don't understand the appeal myself.
I
I'm probably
didn't-
going to make a lot of enemies.
I didn't have a lot of Disney in my childhood. Sorry, but if you read the logo, it looks like Disney. But I didn't have a lot of Disney in my childhood. So it doesn't really ruin anything for me. But
No.
I can see where you're coming from with things like Tron and whatnot. There
It
are
just felt a bit-
people
It was
who are
just a bit
like,
too
"Oh, no."
random for its own
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Like,
No, 2, they just went to town. They just tried to
Yeah.
cram everything in.
Even
didn't they?
Sephiroth.
You know, that character that should have died a long time ago.
That character
He's
in
the
that one
whisker.
game that was good but is considered too much better than it actually is and
Yeah.
should only ever have been one thing like the
and it
rest of the
isn't
games.
Final Fantasy V.
Sephiroth,
5's the best one.
Sephiroth is the whisker, the Alucard,
The Shadow the Hedgehog.
the Shadow the Hedgehog of Final Fantasy.
Yep. Less said about Shadow the fucking wank hog, the better.
The Hedgehog.
Yeah, the hedgehog.
that brush is black as well. So.
the Hedgehog. I'm gonna get the car.
Just put a couple red stripes on it and it'll
Yeah.
be him as a brush.
Him as a brush.
Everyone should be immortalised in the form of a brush.
In the form of a hairbrush.
I would be a very robust.
Yeah, we could literally just paint some red stripes on it and then put Shadow the... See if anyone
Hedgehog.
notices.
Looks like somebody needs to learn their place.
You're not even good enough to be. How do you make you eat those words?
Oh,
I haven't finished those words.
I haven't even finished those words.
Every time you hit him with that boss, he just goes, I'm the coolest. He's like, I just hit you.
Doesn't hurt. Do.
One time I actually knocked him off the level and he drowned and he said it then as well. I knocked him off, he went,
coolest.
He just fell off.
Fuck you. I'll be back, you son of a bitch.
Phil's enjoyed that far too much.
I really am.
Okay,
Wrap up
we're
with
kind
a
of
bit
wrapping up now, so something a bit personal about us. It's pretty personal episode in general, really.
Yeah, after that last thing.
Yeah. I apologise for Habadom.
Yeah, the whole Habadom saga.
He just needed to get that out of his system.
I did, because I was trying to shove it down everyone's throat on the first podcast.
And the Habadom video.
Well, I thought a little bit of a personal thing to mention because it's been quite big, especially not exactly in America, but all over the country have had our town in the media because we just got completely
We
smashed
had
with
a
rain.
flood on
Yeah.
Saturday.
I
Well,
know.
sort of.
I lived in this town pretty much.
I think
all
it was
my life.
exaggerated, it had. I don't know.
It was pretty.
It's
yeah.
unusual for us because
Yeah.
we never get floods.
That's what I was going to say.
But-
I've lived in this town my whole life. Well, not my whole life, but majority of it, and we've never had anything like a bloody flood come through.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Just out of nowhere.
yeah,
For one day and
It's
then
a
it's
flash
gone.
flood, yeah.
Yeah.
it was just crazy because basically what it was. Apparently, we had 2 weeks worth of rain in a few hours. That's what they're saying. And
Yeah.
me and my fiance Kat, we were just sitting in the living room, and the rain's really heavy. Oh, the rain's
Yeah,
really heavy.
same in
Oh
my
my god, the rain's really heavy.
The rain's habbered on the window.
That rain is just haberdeming down. Just down. Yeah. And we were just staring out the window, you know, and then my cat was still trying to escape.
Oh god.
And we had no idea what was going on just down the road. I mean,
It's
it was
exactly the
right
same
down
for
the
me.
road from you, wasn't it?
In a way, yeah. I mean, where I am, we're a bit higher up from.
Yeah,
I'm only a couple minutes from the seafront.
That's
I
where
can
all
walk
the
up there
badness
5
was
minutes.
going on.
Yeah, but because we were a bit higher up, we didn't actually get any of the.
Well, apparently
good.
what
like
it was...
down the road, it was all like streaming down the road, but not like you could
Basically-
see the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what
Just
happened was
streaming a
we
bit.
live on the seafront, this town, and
That's
the
why it's
sea
called
level,
Southend on Sea.
the sea level just rose, and we have a
No, what it actually was
No, it was
the
all-
sewage, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was
it was
all
all
from the
coming
drought.
out, yeah.
So we were drowned in shit.
yeah. We were.
Actually, physically, instead of the usual metaphorical Southend's drowned in shit.
So it wasn't quite the sea rising.
No,
It
no.
was all pouring
okay.
down from the hills.
From the
wasn't it?
cliffs.
All
Oh, yeah,
all
yeah.
the cliffs. It was all
Oh,
pouring
my
down from
bad.
the cliffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, it stunk.
Yeah, it stunk the day after. It was still.
It's probably going to smell for a little while.
Funny enough, most of the photos and stuff that were shown online of like the
Yeah.
flood was of that Happy Drone arcade down the
Yeah,
seafront,
yeah.
the one that has the Simpsons machine.
Well, that's the one. That's the main reason I wanted to mention that, because basically we're going to be. We mentioned it before. It is still going to happen. We mentioned that we want to do an episode based on the arcades in Southend
Yeah.
and how we
Yeah.
still have a pretty good sort of like a whole
Big
strip
string
of
of
arcades basically.
Yeah.
All of them were hit, but luckily no proper damage
No,
was
because
done because they all
me and
whipped-
Stacey went down there the next day just to have a look what, if any damage there was any damage. And to be honest, everything was still open. Everything was back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everything was normal. Like Fincher Island looked no different, and the only in the Happy Drome, all they did really is they just had to pull up a bunch of the carpet out of the front half of it,
Yeah,
and they were
yeah.
still cleaning up. But generally, it wasn't. They
As
must
long
have
as
just
none
got
of
all
the
the doors
machines
shut
were
really
Yeah.
quick, and
That's what I
kept
noticed.
it out.
They whipped all the doors up because they got doors and shutters and
Yeah.
I
everything.
noticed
exactly.
there's a like an ice cream and fish and chips
Oh,
type
yeah.
thing. The big ice cream they had outside, like the fiberglass ice cream, was floating down the road.
Oh really?
I saw the picture
Oh,
and I
didn't see
shouldn't
that
have.
one.
I really shouldn't have, but that made me piss myself because it looked like something out of Fallout. It was like war never changed, and it's just this ice cream cone, just go, help.
Oh, that cartoon shaped one.
Yeah.
You know, the big plastic
Yeah.
one. That one
It's a novelty ice cream.
Is
It
it
was
in
just like it might as well have had a face on it.
Yeah, hasn't it even got a face on it? I know there is
I
one
know
with a
there
face on it.
There's like a chip one, a really creepy chippy one.
Yeah.
And
I
like a
don't
hot
think
dog
it is
one.
that one,
There's some
but that
really
would have been
creepy,
even
man.
funnier.
Oh.
Just the face, look.
Yeah, but it's
Somehow
not happy
looking all
anymore.
worried.
Yeah.
The funniest one down there
All
is
face
something
down.
in
There's bubbles coming out of it.
in Adventure Island. They have like this big anthropomorphic hot dog that's actually pouring
Yeah.
mustard and stuff onto it. It's really creepy.
It's licking its
If I was
lips.
a
It's going,
child, you're gonna eat me.
Get
If I was a
down
child,
your
that'd
throat.
scare me. Yeah.
See if you
Oh, it
can
would have
eat me
been
in
funny
one
to see
bite.
that swimming off.
Yeah.
Oh,
I really should see that we just mentioned a tragic event in our town and
And
we're
we made
laughing
light of
about cartoon.
to be fair, most of it was like
Cartoon
ankle
hot
high.
dogs.
To be fair, most of
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
like ankle high. It was mainly places like that dip in
I can't
Oh
imagine.
my god, that was crazy.
The one in Rayleigh.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone was actually
Oh,
stupid
God,
enough to
yeah.
drive into that. He
What
saw
a
the
knob.
whole bloody
What a fucking
like,
knob.
flood of it and was just like, oh, I could just drive through it.
Oh,
No,
I
I
bet
saw
if
a
I do it
video.
at speed, I'll go right across the top of it.
No,
Yeah,
I
won't go
saw
under.
a really alarming video on YouTube. It was up in Hockley, I think.
Also, it was quite
The-
close.
Yeah, the video was kids saved from sinking car, and you think, what? The car's like at fucking wheel level. There's nothing really happening. And then these people get these kids out of the car. You're like, okay, that's fine. And then the car went underwater.
What,
I'm
really
not even
fast?
joking. The whole car went completely
Where was
submerged.
that?
This was at Hockley.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, so
Wow.
not
Mental,
far
isn't
at
it?
all.
Yeah.
So that was actually those kids' lives were saved. So
yeah.
I think
Right.
that video deserves a bit more credit, really.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh, okay, I didn't know about that.
It's
one.
amazing though, isn't
Yeah.
it? I mean, we're just not used to that. I mean,
Yeah.
there might be listeners right
I can't
now.
imagine what Wakering's like, because that usually floods a bit anyway.
Yeah.
But fucking hell. I bet Terry's house is just underwater.
Oh.
Well,
I'm too ginger for this.
was I saying? I'm saying I'm sure there's listeners that live in places, like towns in America where they're prone to bloody hurricanes and real issues,
Extreme weather that actually destroys their houses and doesn't just get it a bit down.
Yeah, they think we're a bunch of fucking knobs.
Yeah.
But we're not used to it.
Yeah, exactly. This is hit like a small seaside town in Essex quite hard.
To us, it's like on the Fast Show.
To be honest,
the Spanish thing when they see a single cloud.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I was surprised just how quickly everything was still open again the next day. It was just like everything was back to normal.
That's a bit of a
it just stunk a
testament.
bit as well.
Yeah.
Ignore the smell. Play some Pac-Man.
Buy some chips.
Buy some chips.
Get an ice cream. We've seemed to have lost our advertisement.
we've lost our mascot.
We still have ice cream, but we just can't show it.
He's
No, they've still got him, but he's got little he's got shit sprinkles now.
He never had a flake
Chocolate chip.
before. Okay.
Oh man.
Are there any?
That wasn't even a pun.
Are there any announcements? I have one.
We do have a big announcement.
Yeah.
Of sorts.
We've closed our first competition now, like in Certain Coin
art contest.
We've announced a winner. He done a brilliant little entry.
Oh.
I say little, it was fantastic. It's almost like someone tipped him off. You didn't tip him off, did you? And say, right, if you really want to make Tom happy, right, he really likes Spelunky. Because basically, the guy, Adam Clowery, his name is. Well done, mate. He had a tiny. That was an almost sarcastic round of applause.
No, it's just.
We're all done, Adam.
I thought it was the clap from Friends.
Oh, don't bring that up again.
No, it was just a quick clap before you said the next sentence, basically.
Well, yes, like I said, it's like he's been tipped off because Spelunky was one of my Spelunky was one of my favourite games of 2012. It's certainly my favourite platformer of that year.
Yeah.
Followed very closely by Fez, actually. And absolutely loved it. And he took it very, quite literally, didn't he? Because we said, draw us as we were DLC. Well, the Good Friends Pack DLC for Runner 2 has the Spelunky character in it and a character from Psychonauts. It had all little bits like that. Well, he's drawn Aaron in the the Gaga Man in the form of Psychonauts. And
I've got like the big goggles on the top of my head.
And he's done me dressed as we were on the day, weren't we?
Yeah, when we did the contest.
He had like the jumper tied around me and all that sort of stuff. But I was done as the Spelunky character, so I was just like,
the picture's on the screen now.
Yeah.
Just to remind you to stick that in.
Just to remind me to edit that in. And
unless you're playing this on an MP3, then it's not.
Yeah, then
you'll have to imagine it.
But I was just so chuffed with that. It's a nice one. You've earned your £20 voucher. If you could let us know what you
buy a bag or something.
You buy a bag. Let us know what you want to get with that. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We will be sending that out immediately. Cool. Yeah. So
do we just send him the code or?
Yeah.
Just so you can
it's an online code. It's not a physical thing, which is a shame. but no, it's great.
So he'll get physical things in exchange for his not physical.
That's true.
Things.
You can exchange your code for physical stuff. So unless there's
cast bags.
Unless there's anything else, I think that is us done.
Yeah. Okay then.
Excellent. Thank you for listening.
Congratulations again, Adam.
That's one, Adam Clowery.
That's the guy. Yeah.
Congratulations to us on closing our 8th podcast.
Yeah. Well done, guys.
Ironic friends clap. So no one told you we were gonna do a podcast. Oh, leave me alone.
I like how silent and haunting that was.
It was like I didn't want to do it, but so why did I do it?
I managed to resist that when I was streaming Flashback. It took everything in me to not go on level 2 when I was taking the train. I'll take the train down to Africa.
You should have done that. One more thing before we go. Do let us know what you think Plimpy means, because it's been bugging me for months now. I have to know why it's called a plimp soul. I could Google it, but
It's
screw
probably
you.
a soul. It's probably something to do with the soul being made of.
Yeah, there's
Plimp.
probably a material like asbestos that we're not allowed to use anymore because it's lethal to humans.
So they
But,
just
they
changed
used to
his
make
name.
these shoes made out of Plimp, and Plimp was like it would give you scurvy or something,
It sounds quite mythical, doesn't it? It sounds like, I don't know, like
like Mithril.
yeah.
It sounds like a Kirby character.
Plimp, yeah.
Kirby and his friend Plimp. Plimpy.
Plimpy,
Or something that's going to appear in a new Sonic game.
Plimpy the
Plimpy
hedgehog.
the porcupine.
Plimpy the hedgehog.
We really need to turn this microphone off now.
Oh yeah. Thanks for listening. If you did, if
Oh,
you
you're
didn't,
still here.
then you won't hear that I said thanks.
I've been Murry Curry, and I have been joined by
Flattheyoungers.
And the Gagamanium. I'm no good at making up these things. Let's turn this week off.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.